Hey guys, good morning. Um, just a couple things today. I want to talk about the research paper rough draft discussion. Um, for that, I don't plan on reading everybody's rough draft and giving detailed feedback on it. I will be reading your final draft, right? And I looked at many of your outlines. If you have specific questions about your outline and I have not commented on it, please email me and I will comment directly on your outline. You should ask specific questions about your outline. Don't just email it to me and say, fix it, or tell me everything you think about this, or grade it, or something like that. I mean, I've graded it, but if you email me your outline and you have an issue with your outline, ask me specific questions like, do you think I have a strong enough opposition? Do you think my thesis is complex enough? Do you think I support it? What do you think about my sources, right? These would be appropriate questions to ask, and then I can read your outline and give you direct feedback on things that you are concerned about. Regarding that, I just finished grading everyone's annotated bibliography, and you were docked a handful of points if you didn't use the databases. I can't say it enough. It's a requirement of the class. You have to use the databases. Okay. The databases simply compile articles from other topical sources. So it's not like some odd sort, like place to find odd sources that don't have to do with the real world. It takes articles from the New York Times, and it takes articles from the LA Times and the Wall Street Journal and academic journals, and it brings it all together. So when you just Google something, I can see it in the citation. I can see where you are getting your sources. And so if your sources are blogs, or if your sources are .coms, or if your sources are just easily Google. If your sources say like 6 ways to learn how to use the internet, that's not a good sign. That article is not written for a college level research paper. That article is written for middle school readers, because that's why they write them. They write them to get clicks. And because they make sense and you can digest them quickly, they write them as simple as possible to reach the most amount of people. But that's not what we're doing. We're not just consuming information as if we're scrolling through our Twitter feed or our Facebook feed. We're writing a research paper. And so, and I know this is a kind of a crappy saying, but I remember hearing it, and I remember other teachers saying it. And I don't know what I thought about when they said it, but I think maybe it had to do with diet. I don't know. But listen to this. Crap in, crap out. Meaning, I think they might have said it with diet too. If you eat shitty things, you're going to feel shitty, right? Or if you read kind of rudimentary, infantile articles, what you're going to write is rudimentary, low-level research papers. If you read sophisticated things and engage with sophisticated ideas, then your writing is going to be more sophisticated. And so that's the idea. That is why I'm pushing you to do this, because it's not just a random requirement where I'm saying, look, do this, and it's going to be a pain in your butt, and you're going to be frustrated. I'm not doing it to frustrate you. What I'm saying is, if you don't do this, you're going to be engaging with middle school ideas, middle school thoughts for a college level essay. And so your level of development is going to be very low. So if you use complex ideas, it'll make you engage at a higher level. And if you know what, if you read it and you don't understand it, read it again. You're talking about outside sources here. Read it again. And that just shows how complicated it is. If you can consume it in a second, if you can consume it like you consume something on Twitter or on Facebook, and quickly like that, chances are it's not ready to go in a college level essay. Reading for fun is one thing, and reading for college is another thing. Reading for college classes is another thing, right? And so engage, and that's something. Engaging with the wrong sources are going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you in the category of sources when we get to the rubric of the research paper. And it's going to hurt you in terms of development. And it's probably going to hurt you in terms of thesis, because a lot of your development stems from your thesis and the complexity of your thesis. But if everything kind of works back to the garbage that you've consumed, which is just whatever you found on Google and like 8 ways to use Twitter, and it's going to affect multiple areas of the rubric. All right. And I want you to do well. I really do. And I can't emphasize it enough how important it is to engage with the proper sources. So keep working. Try to complete these smaller assignments. Try to engage with the rough draft discussion. Know that even through the outline discussion and the annotated bibliography discussion, the idea is, okay, yes, I'm asking you to do it to show that you're doing the smaller steps so that you're not just trying to write the larger research paper. But larger than that, you can see how other people are approaching it. And so read the discussion boards. And I promise you, there are students out there that are doing very, very sophisticated work in this class. Look at what they're posting. Look at what they're writing and take some notes on them. I'm not saying copy them, but I'm saying look at how they're approaching the topic. And so not only do you get feedback when we do the outline discussion or the research paper discussion, and you get feedback and that helps you, but you also get to see how other people approach the assignment. And in seeing that, that should help you as well in reading other people's initial posts. So make sure you read them, internalize kind of how they're going about it. Look, if you've over the weeks have seen students that look like they really understand what they're doing, look at how they're going about this assignment. Okay. I want you to do well. Email me with questions. I'm happy to help. And good luck. And I'll be looking through the research paper rough draft discussion.